At meal times, he would complain about the food. Look here, he would say, this meat of yours, it's very lean and hard, not properly cooked at all. I am not used to meals like this. Scott was appalled by this and admonished Delamini, but Delamini took no heed. The next night, he might say, well, this is a bit better than yesterday, but far from well prepared. Mandela, you know your wife just cannot cook. Delamini indirectly caused the situation to be resolved because I was so eager to have him out of the house that I went to the squatter camp myself and explained that Scott was a true friend of theirs, unlike Kumo, and that they had to choose between the two. They then organized an election in which Scott triumphed, and he moved back to the squatter camp, taking Father Delamini with him. Early in 1947, I completed the requisite period of 3 years for articles, and my time at Witkin, Sidelsky, and Edelman came to an end. I resolved to become a full-time student in order to gain my LLB so that I could go out on my own and practice as an attorney. The loss of the pound 8 cents, $1 per month that I earned at Sidelsky was devastating. I applied to the Bantu Welfare Trust at the South African Institute of Race Relations in Johannesburg for a loan of pound 250 sterling to help finance my law studies, which included university fees, textbooks, and a monthly allowance. I was given a loan of pound 150. 3 months later, I wrote to them again, noting that my wife was about to take maternity leave and we would lose her salary of 17 pounds per month, which was absolutely necessary to our survival. I did receive the additional money, for which I was grateful, but the circumstances which warranted it were unfortunate. Our daughter Mackenzie's birth was not difficult, yet she was frail and sickly. From the start, we feared the worst. Many nights, Evelyn and I took turns looking after her. We did not know the name of whatever was consuming this tiny girl, and the doctors could not explain the nature of the problem. Evelyn monitored the baby with the combination of a mother's tirelessness and a nurse's professional efficiency. When she was 9 months old, Mackenzie passed away. Evelyn was distraught, and the only thing that helped to temper my own grief was trying to alleviate hers. In politics, no matter how much one plans, circumstances often dictate events. In July 1947, during an informal discussion with Lembede about Youth League's business, he complained to me of a sudden pain in his stomach and an accompanying chill. When the pain worsened, we drove him to Coronation Hospital, and that same night he was dead at the age of 33. Many were deeply affected by his death. Walter Sisulu seemed almost prostrate with grief. His passing was a setback to the movement, for Lembede was a fount of ideas and attracted others to the organization. Lembede was succeeded by Peter MDA, whose analytical approach, ability to express himself clearly and simply, and tactical experience made him an excellent politician and an outstanding leader of the Youth League. MDA was a lean fellow with no excess weight, just as he used no excess words. In his broad-minded tolerance of different views, his own thinking was more mature and advanced than that of Lembede. It took MDA's leadership to advance Lembede's cause. MDA believed the Youth League should function as an internal pressure group, a militant nationalistic wing within the ANC as a whole that would propel the organization into a new era. At the time, the ANC did not have a single full-time employee and was generally poorly organized, operating in a haphazard way. MDA quickly established a branch of the Youth League at Fort Hare under the guidance of Z.K. Matthews and Godfrey Pidgey, a lecturer in anthropology. They recruited outstanding students, bringing in fresh blood and new ideas. Among the most outstanding were Professor Matthews' brilliant son Joe and Robert Sobukwe, a dazzling orator and incisive thinker. MDA was more moderate in his nationalism than Lembede, and his thinking was without the racial tinge that characterized Lembede's. He hated white oppression and white domination, not white people themselves.